Hello guys, how are you today? Today I'll be explaining the math mock past papers because it has been requested by many people. Let us start with the first past paper. Alright, you guys can check the past papers on your SDP. You open the math material and you will see the past paper. So we're starting off with the first one. They told us, on 10 days, Stefan records the number of minutes he has to wait for a train. Complete the stem and leaf diagram to show this information. Very simply, a stem and leaf diagram is just like always the first digit is called the stem and then the leaf is the digits that are behind the digit. Or like, let us just solve and we will understand how a stem and leaf structure goes. So starting off with the first one, we are starting with 0, 1, 0, 3, then 12, then 0, 5, 0, 4, then 23, then 0, 5, then 24, then 11, then 0, 8. Now why did I put 0? Because in the stem and leaf diagram, 0 is our stem and the numbers behind 0 is our leaf. So 0, 1, we have 0, 1, we have 0, 3, then after that, in consecutive order, we have 0, 4. Then we have 0, 5 two times, so 0, 5 and 0, 5. So let me just cross out what we did. We did 1, we did 3, we did 4, we did 5, and we did 5. And then we did 0, 8. So that makes it an 8 over here. So we also did 8. Now for the one, we're going to take 11 and 12. Notice how 11, we took 1, we put it as the stem. That means we are going to take 1 and it's going to become our leaf. So that's 11. Finished. Same thing for 12. We're going to keep the 1 as the stem and the 2 is going to become our leaf. So we are done with 12. And now finally for the 23 and 24, the 2 is the stem. So it becomes 3 and 4. And like that, we got rid of 23 and 24. So that is it for question 3a. So now we move on to question 3b. Find the median. Very simply, let us order it, put them in order. Again, here are the numbers. So putting them in order from least to greatest, we are going to have 1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11, 12, 23, and 24. Now, please do remember that calculators are not allowed in this exam, so we will not be using calculators in the studying for the mock. So, in this case, to find the median, we can do cross, 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 and cross. So, we are stuck between 5 and 8. So, the median is between 5 and 8. So, very simply, to find the median, what we are going to do is we are going to add the two numbers. So, 5 plus 8, then we are going to divide it by 2. 5 plus 8 is 13. That means 13 divided by 2, which gives us a median of 6.5 minutes. And that is it for question number 3 of the first past paper. Now, question number 5. A spinner is spun. Okay, the possible outcomes are A, B, C, or D. They gave us the probability of spinning A, C, or D. It is shown in this table. So we need to complete the table. Very simply, to complete the table, what we need to know first is that the probability of A plus the probability of B plus the probability of C plus the probability of D is equal, all in all, to 1. Okay, so that means 0.2 plus probability of B, we will call it X, plus 0.05 plus 0.35 is equal to 1. So adding them all together, we are going to get approximately 0.2 plus 0.4, so 0.6 plus x is equal to 1. So that means x is equal to 0.4. That means in B there should be an answer of 0.4. And that is it for question number 5. So now we move on to question number 20. It is all in the first past paper. When you see a blue line at the bottom, that means we reached a new past paper. Okay, so in 20 they say, in this Venn diagram, shade the regions A intersection B prime intersection C. So what they are telling us over here is that they need A in common with everything except B. That means we're going to highlight everything except B in common with C. So let's start first of all with A. They told us they need A in common with everything except B. So we are going to circle what is common with everything, okay, except B and A. Very simply, it is this part. I will highlight it in yellow. So this part in yellow, what does it mean? It means that it is the region A, okay, that is in common with everything except B. So everything except B is usually everything except of B, and A is A itself. So A in common with everything except B is A itself. Then they told us all of this, let me just change the color. They told us all of this is with an intersection with C. So that means this shaded part in yellow with an intersection of C. So that means it's gonna be this part over here. So that is it for question number 20. So now we reached question number 23. Bag A and bag B each contain red sweets and yellow sweets. Let me just decrease the size. Okay. Bag A and bag B each contain red sweets and yellow sweets. Anna picks a sweet at a random bag from A. Ben picks a sweet at a random bag from B. The probability that Anna picks a red sweet is 2 out of 5. And the probability Anna and Ben both pick a yellow sweet is 1 out of 10. Find the probability that Anna and Ben both pick a red sweet. So, very simply, what's going to happen is we know that in each bag there are red and yellow sweets. Now the probability that Anna picks a red sweet is 2 out of 5. So that means the probability that Anna picks a yellow sweet is the total, which is 1. So the total of anything is 1. In subtraction, so minus 2 the probability of picking red, so minus 2 over 5. And that is going to give us, it's the same as 5 over 5 minus 2 over 5, which gives us 3 over 5. So now 3 over 5 is the probability that Anna picks a yellow sweet. Now they told us that the probability that both Anna and Ben pick a yellow sweet is 1 out of 10. So we have the probability of Anna picking a yellow sweet being 3 over 5. Alright? And they told us that they need the probability of Anna picking yellow and probability of Ben picking yellow in math and means multiplication. So we have the probability of Anna picking yellow, which is 3 over 5 because we calculated it previously, multiplied by the probability of Ben picking yellow, which is equal to the total probability of the both of them picking yellow, which is 1 out of 10. So we're very simply going to move this to the other side, and look what happens here. It becomes divided by 3 over 5, or in other terms, you can do the keep change flip, so it's 1 over 10 times 5 over 3. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, which is then equal to 1 over 6. So now we have the probability of Ben. This over here is the probability of Ben picking yellow. Now they need the probability that both Anna and Ben pick a red sweet. So if we have the probability of Ben picking yellow, can we find the probability of Ben picking red? For sure we can. So let me just change the color. Let's choose this color, for example. So it's going to be the total of anything, which is 1. In subtraction, no, the color did not change, that's okay. So 1 in subtraction to the probability of Ben picking yellow, which is 1 over 6. It will leave us with 5 over 6. So this is the probability of Ben picking red. Okay, so now to find the probability of Anna picking red and the probability of Ben picking red, okay, it's going to be probability of Anna picking red, which is 2 over 5, multiplied by the probability of Ben picking red, which is 5 over 6, which is equal to, you can cancel this and this, you get 2 over 6, which is equal to 1 over 3. So our answer is 1 over 3. Alright, and now after you see the blue line, this means that we reached the end of a past paper. So now we will move on to a new past paper. Okay, so now moving on to the second past paper, we have questions number 2 and 6. Thibault records the number of cars of each color in a car park. There is black, white, silver, and red. He draws a pie chart to show this information. They need us to calculate the sector angle for the red cars. Very simply, what we are going to do is we are going to take the number of cars, which is 3, the number of red cars, which is 3, and we divide it by the total number of cars, which is 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3, which is 20. So now it is 3 divided by 20. Okay, so we take the number of red cars divided by the total number of cars, so 3 divided by 20, multiplied by the total degrees of a circle, because a sector angle is part of a circle, and in a circle it's all 360 degrees. So 3 over 20 times 360, and this is gonna give us 360 divided by 20, this is 100, and this is actually 18, so that's 3 times 18, which is then 54, and that is the sector angle. Now, question number 6. Some cards have either a square, a circle, or a triangle drawn on them. Payette chooses one of the cards at random. Now, they want us to complete the table to show the probability of choosing a card with each shape. So a square is 0.2, circle is 0.3. Now we're talking about probability, so if you add square probability plus circle probability plus triangle probability, it's gonna be 1. So that's 0.2 plus 0.3 plus x of triangle is equal to 1. So that's 0.52 plus x is equal to 1. That makes x equal to 0.48. So our answer over here is 0.48. Now we finished this past paper, we are moving on to a new one. Okay, so in the next past paper, we have questions 5, 6, and 13. So starting off with question number 5. Henrik draws this scatter diagram. Put a ring around the one correct statement about this scatter diagram. It shows no correlation. Actually, to be honest, 3 points is not enough to determine if there is correlation or not. It is not possible to tell if there is correlation as there are not enough points, exactly what I said. It shows negative correlation, it shows positive correlation. No, so because we don't have a lot of points, it's not gonna be enough for us to determine if it's correlated or not. Now, each of the 4 scatter diagrams show the same set of data. A line has been drawn on each diagram. They told us complete the statement. The line in diagram blank is the most appropriate line of best fit. Line of best fit does not have to pass through all the points, at least some of the points, and the rest of the points have to be surrounding it. So look here, majority of the points are on one side, whereas there's a few on the other side. Here it's all wrong, okay? Here this works, this is probably an answer, and here they are all on one side. So definitely the line in diagram C is the most appropriate line of best fit. Now moving on to question number 6. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna open a different app, okay? So over here is the app that I am using, okay? So I did not measure the length of the line because I don't have a ruler on my tablet, so I had to open this up. Anyways, let us just assume the line is 8 centimeters. They want us to draw what? They want us to draw a rhombus of 6.5 centimeters length each. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our compass, okay? We're gonna take one end, we're gonna put it at the 0 centimeters, and we are gonna open the other end to exactly 6.5 centimeters of length. Here I can lock it, so definitely bring your compasses tomorrow. Alright, so I don't think you'll be able to lock it because really compasses don't do it. Don't do something like this. But just for the sake of the explaining. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it at one end, and we're gonna take the end of the compass and we're gonna draw a semicircle or an arc, however you would like to call it, okay? Then we are gonna move to the other side and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Alright, and what's gonna happen now is that we created 2 points, we're gonna use segments, and we are gonna connect this point until this point over here. Same here. Okay, and we also connect it from here. And the same goes for the other side. So we are going to connect from this point to this point, and from this point to this point. So basically what happens is that the arcs make an intersection. This intersection is the point that we need for the rhombus. So now we're going to take the ruler and we are going to measure the length of these lines. Hopefully it would have worked out. It might be more, it might be less, not sure. So here, as you see, it is exactly 6.5 centimeters, okay? That means we created a rhombus with a side length of 6.5 centimeters. Now, without using a ruler, but instead we used arcs and angles. So that is it for question 6. We will move on to question number 13. They told us A, B, C, and D are points on a circle, center O. DA and CA are tangents. That means what? That means this is perpendicular. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, I see what happened. I turned on the text, okay? Did not mean to. Anyways, so if they are tangents, if DA is a tangent, that means this is perpendicular, 90 degrees. And if DC is also a tangent, that means this is perpendicular, also 90 degrees. Now, we are also given that angle ADC is 44 degrees. We need to work out the angle of X. So very simply what we are going to do is that since we have, this is 90, and this is 90, and we know that in any quadrilateral, I'm just going to write quad, so any quadrilateral, the total is equal to 360. Very simply, we know that 90 plus 90 plus 44 plus the angle AOC, so sorry, 90 plus 90 plus 44 plus angle AOC is equal to 360. In other terms, we know that this is 90, this is 90. These two make 180. 360 minus 180 is 180. So you can write that 44 plus angle AOC is equal to 180. Okay, so it becomes 180 minus 44. Here we get 6. Here this becomes 7. So 3. 136. So now we have that this angle over here is 136. But is this the angle we need? Or the angle that they need? No. They need the value of x. So the value of x, if you notice, it is an inscribed angle. And we found what? We found the measure of a central angle. So the difference between a central angle and an inscribed angle is, there's actually a relation with them, is that the central angle is equal to 2 times the interior or inscribed angle. So if 136 is our central angle, it's equal to 2 times x, okay? Move it to the other side, that means x is equal to, 68. So just like that, we found the value of x. So now we're moving on to a new past paper. So in this past paper, we have only one question, but it has 4 parts. So sadly, we have A, B, C, and D from question number 20. So we have this graph, which is not to scale, okay? And then they tell us that A, B, C, D lie on the circle, okay? Center O. TA is a tangent. If TA is a tangent, that means this is 90 degrees. So let me just draw it. TA is 90 degrees then. Also pay attention to which line I did it. So let me take the highlighter 1 second. All right. I highlighted from this line. I did, let me just make it a bit smaller. Okay. I did the perpendicular from this line over here. All right. So, we know that angle ABC is equal to 131 degrees. It's already drawn for us. And that ADB is 20 degrees, which is also drawn for us. They want us, first step is to find angle ADC. So let us go up and locate angle ADC. Angle ADC is this angle over here. All right, so this question is very interesting because we have actually really many ways to find the correct answer. So let us start. They are looking for angle ADC. So very simply, what we could do is we notice we have a cyclic quadrilateral. What does a cyclic quadrilateral mean? Let me just draw it around the corner. So this in blue is our cyclic quadrilateral. How do we know it's cyclic? Because all of its points are touching the sides of a circle. So since this is cyclic, that means opposite, okay, are supplementary. So that means 131 plus 20 degrees plus x, okay? So 131 is this, 20 degrees plus x, let us call this x, okay? So you add them together, you are gonna get 180. Subtracting, we are gonna get that x is equal to 180 minus 131 plus 20, which is, that makes x, so x is then equal to 29. But we are not looking for x, we are looking for which angle? We are looking for this angle over here. So to find this angle, we know that x is 29. Okay, so that means that angle ADC is 20 plus 29, which is then 49. So we got our first answer, which is 49. Now they need angle AOC. So angle AOC, which I will highlight in red, AOC. Okay, now I don't know, I noticed something, I don't know if you noticed it as well, is that angle AOC, it is intercepting this arc, or touching this arc, and this same arc is being intercepted by angle CDA. Now look at this, CDA, we found out that it's 49 degrees, but it's an interior angle. Whereas the angle we are looking for, which is AOC, is a central angle. So what is the relation? We know that central is equal to 2 times interior. So if the interior is 49, that means central is 2 times 49, which then gives us an angle of 98. So we found part B, which is 98 degrees. Now angle BAT. So angle BAT, so I will highlight it and let us go with this darker blue. So BAT, it it is intercepting this arc. Because it is a tangent, we can say that it's intercepting this arc over here. But what's also intercepting this arc is angle ADB. So that means angle ADB, okay, it's an interior angle, it is equal to angle BAT. That means angle BAT is then 20. Alright? Why? Because they are intercepting the same arc. Now finally, they need angle OAB. Let us see. Let's choose a different color. Okay, so they need angle OAB, this angle over here. This one is really simple. We found out that this angle over here is 20 degrees. And we know, okay? I think I will erase it. I will just... Sorry, I'll erase it so it is clearer. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the angle that they need. They need the angle OAB. Now, very simply, if you remember, we said that angle OAT is 90 degrees. Okay, and we found that angle BAT is 20 degrees. So what's left is angle OAB, which is 90 degrees minus 20 degrees, which is then 70 degrees. So that gives us our final answer, which is then 70 degrees. So now we are moving on to the next past paper. So now the next past paper is the last past paper of paper 2. After that, we will move on to paper 4. And we have only 2 questions, which are 18 and 21. So the table shows the number of people in different age groups at a cinema. Okay, Dexter draws a histogram to show this information. The height of the bar he draws for the group 15, so between 15 and 25 is 7 centimeters. So calculate the height of each of the remaining bars. So between 15 and 25 is 7 centimeters. So what we can notice is actually a pattern. So what happens is 35 is the number of people. Now let's find the width of each one. So this is 25 minus 15, 10, 30 minus 25, 5, 50 minus 30, 20, then 80 minus 50, 30. Now we found the width. What they did in the first one is they did 35 divided by 10, and then they multiplied it by 2. So we're going to do the same for each and every one. So 32 divided by 5 times 2. 44 divided by 20 times 2. 12 divided by 30 times 2. And accordingly, of course, you have to try many times until you find out the correct pattern. Okay, and accordingly, we can find the answer. So for the first one, it's given that it was 7. The second one, we get it to be 12.8. The third one, we get it to be 4.4. And then the last and final one, we get it to be 0.8. And just like that, we finished question number 18. Oh, actually, I think we should write the answers here. So here it's 12.8, then 4.4, 0.8, 4.4, and 0.8. Okay, now we move on to question number 21. Unfortunately, again, even though it is one question, we have 3 parts, so we'll have to deal with it. They told us, in part A, in the Venn diagram, shade the intersection of everything except X in common with Y. So let us first shade everything except X. Everything, I already did the mistake, sorry. Everything except X is gonna be, I'm gonna shade it, so let us shade everything except X. And I apologize if I do some little shades inside of X. So this is everything except X, but then they said in an intersection, so intersection with Y. So doing an intersection with Y, we will get the purple as our answer. So the purple is our answer. Moving on to part B, they told us that the Venn diagram below shows information about the number of gardeners who grow melons, potatoes, and carrots. Okay, so I took a picture again. A gardener is chosen at random from the gardeners who grow melons. Okay, we need to find the probability that this gardener does not grow carrots. So very simply, we could... what we are gonna do first is we are gonna see, is there any conditions or not? Here there is a condition, because what happened, they chose randomly from the gardeners who grow melons. So this is our condition. So this is directly gonna be our denominator. So the number of gardeners who grow melons is our denominator. So in total it's 5 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3, which is 16 gardeners. Now find the probability that this gardener does not grow carrots. You can do it in 2 ways. You can do 1 minus the probability he grows carrots, or you can just take the ones where he does not grow carrots. If this is the carrots, okay, we will just choose the ones that do not grow carrots. So in this case, it's going to be 3 plus 6. So 3 plus 6 is 9. So 9 over 16 is our final answer. Now they told us, find the number of melons intersection of potatoes, I think. Melons, potato, okay. So the number of melons intersection potatoes union everything except carrot. So let me just erase this so it's gonna be easier for us. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that first thing, what was it again? It was melons in common with potatoes. So first thing we are gonna do is we're gonna highlight everything about melons and potatoes that is in common. So in this case, it is 6 and 2. Okay, and then it is in union with everything except C. So we're gonna go up and we are gonna highlight, I will choose red, everything except C. So I'm gonna make the highlighter a bit bigger. So we are gonna highlight everything except C. Okay, this is everything except C. So now we are gonna add everything that's highlighted. If it's red or blue, we are gonna add it. But if it is not highlighted, we're not gonna add it. So it's gonna be 3 plus 2 plus 6 plus 12 plus 23, which will then give us an answer of 46. And that, I believe, is it. So over here is 46. That is it for the paper 2 past papers. Now we will move on to the paper 4 past papers. So now moving on to the first past paper of paper 4. So we have only question 4 and part of number 8. So I think only 8A. So let us start with question number 4. The table shows information about the heights of 80 children. Write down the interval containing the median. Very simply, to find the median, we're gonna add them all. So 2 plus 13 is 15. So let's just do the cumulative frequency just to get it directly. So 2, this becomes 15, then 39, then 71, then 80. Now, usually what we do in a format like this is that we do 80, we add to the 81, and we divide it by 2. So it becomes 81 divided by 2, which is approximately 40.5, or not approximately, it is 40.5. Okay, so we need to find the interval in where 40.5 can be found. So 2 cannot contain 40.5, neither can 15, nor 39, but 71 definitely can contain 40.5. So that means the median or mid-interval is between 1.65 and 1.8. Now for the mean, I think they will allow calculators, but I don't know why they said on the SDP calculators are not allowed. So for the mean, let us use the calculator. To estimate the mean height, first of all, we are going to find the mid-interval. So it's going to be 1.4 plus 1.2, okay, which is 2.6 divided by 2, we're going to get 1.3. Then this is 1.45, 1.575, if I believe, let me check. So yes, it's 1.575. Then 1.65 plus 1.8 divided by 2 is 1.725. And then finally, this over here is 1.85. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to multiply the frequency by the mid-interval. And then we are going to divide by the total frequency, which is 80. So then it's going to become, I'm just going to reduce the font a bit. So it's going to be 1.3 times 2 plus 1.45 times 13 plus 1.575 times 24 plus 1.725 times 32 plus 1.85 times 9 divided by the total, which is 80. Okay, so after doing all of that, it is approximately gonna be 1.64. In real number, it's 1.63875. You can write that, or you can write 1.64. That's part A, done. Let's move on to part B. One of these children is chosen at random. Calculate the probability they have a height of 1.4 meters or less. So 1.4 meter starts over here. It is 2. So 1.4 meter or less is frequency of 2 divided by the total frequency, which is 80, which gives you 1/4. Now, 2 of these children are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that both children are taller than 1.5, but only one of them is taller than 1.8. So look what's going to happen now. So I'm going to write it on the side, okay? For these, the kids that are taller than 1.5 but shorter than 1.8, they are in total 56 out of the 80. So now we selected one student. That means we don't have one child. So that means we don't have any more 80 children, but 79. So minus one child. Okay, and for the students, for the children whose height is above 1.8 meters, it is only 9. So you can do it like this, but then we have to multiply it by 2. So let me explain why we have to multiply it by 2. Because we can either get 1.5 and 1.8. So we can either get greater than 1.5 and greater than 1.8 in this order, or greater than 1.8 and greater than 1.5 in this order. So you can have AB and BA. So to make sure, we are going to multiply AB times 2, which in this case is 56 over 80 times 9 over 79. We multiplied by 2, and we are going to get, so let me go down to write our answer. Our answer is going to be 63 over 395. Okay, moving on to part C. We just need to fill in the cumulative frequencies, which we got above. So if you remember, previously we did the cumulative frequency. It was then 15, then 39, then 71, then 80. Now we need to draw, okay, the cumulative frequency diagram. I took a whole different page for it. So let us say at 1.4, okay, we had a cumulative frequency of 2, which is approximately here. Then at 1.5, it was 15. So we go to 1.5 and we put it as 15, which is approximately here. Then 1.65 is 39. So 1.65, which is over here, is 39, which is right here. Okay. Then we have 1.8, which is 71. So 1.8, 71 over here. Then we finally have 1.9 being at 80. Alright, so to draw the curve, we will start like this and we will go up. This is our curve. Now using the diagram, or this diagram over here, we need to find the interquartile range. Interquartile range definitely means the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Okay, and exactly how do we find the upper and lower quartile? Very simply, for the upper quartile, it is the total cumulative frequency, so 80 multiplied by 75 over 100, which, let me do on my calculator, 1 second, is 60. So we go to 60, and on the cumulative frequency, it is approximately, I am gonna say, my bad, let me just, is this the, no, it's not. Alright, I apologize, I'm looking for something specific. Here we go. So from over here, we are gonna draw the line. And it moved, I apologize. Okay, I'm not gonna use this because it's a waste of time. So we're gonna draw the line and we see it's approximately 1.73. Okay, 1.73, this is our upper quartile. Whereas our lower quartile, so now, the lower quartile is gonna be the total, which is 80 multiplied by 25 over 100. So 80 times 25 divided by 100. Divided by 100. We are gonna get 20. So 20 is the lower quartile, and it is approximately 1.54. So to find the interquartile range, it is 1.73 minus 1.54, and let me do it again on the calculator. And it is 0.19 meters. Now we need to calculate the 60th percentile. So 60th percentile is 60 over 100 multiplied by the total cumulative frequency, which is 80. So 60 divided by 100 times 80 is 48. So we're going to come here to 48. Approximately it is over here. Gonna go to the graph and we will see it's 1.69. So the 60th percentile is 1.69. Okay. Now we move on to question number 8. We need to show that the equation, this can be written as this. Very simply, just multiply. So we can multiply the first, it becomes x squared minus 4x plus 1x minus 4. Add them together, x squared minus 3x minus 4. Then we multiply it by x minus 2. So then it's going to become x to the power of 3 minus 3x squared minus 4x minus 2x squared minus 6x. Actually, not minus 6x. Minus times minus is plus, so plus 6x. And then plus 8. So then adding them together, it becomes x to the power of 3 minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8. And there we go. You see, it is exactly the same. And that is it for past paper, whatever number. So we will move on to the next past paper. So we have question number 2. The points PQ, R, and S lie in a circle with diameter PR. Work out the size of angle PSQ, giving a geometrical reason for each part of your step. So we need to find P, S, and Q. We are given angle RPQ, which is 29 degrees, and since it's an interior angle, that means the arc that it intercepts is double, so 29 times 2 on the calculator is 58. That means this is 58 degrees. Now we know that our diameter is PR. Alright, so of course you can do this in any other different way, okay? So that means this is 58 degrees, and since this is the diameter, this is 180 degrees, and this is also 180 degrees. Now this leaves us with this arc over here being 122 degrees. So now we have what? Let me just erase it, okay? We have over here, this is 122 degrees, and it is the arc intercepted by angle PSQ. So divided by 2, because PSQ is an interior angle, and we get 61 degrees. So you can say it like this, is that since PR is the diameter, it splits the circle into 2 halves, 180, 180. Then arc, or minor arc, RQ is 58 because its interior angle is 29, given. And then 180 minus 58 is going to give us 122. Then PSQ intercepts the arc of 122 degrees. Okay, that means, and since it's the interior, that means it is half of it. So I'm not going to write, I just said it, and you guys can do the writing in the exam. Moving on to part B, the points A, B, and T lie on a circle, and CTS is a tangent at T. Now, usually if it's a tangent, from the center, it is 90 degrees here and 90 degrees. But since the center isn't located, they just give us the tangent as a whole. So that means all of this is what? All of this is 180 degrees. Alright, now ABC is a straight line, that means 180 degrees, and AB is equal to BT, so this is an isosceles triangle. Now, if you notice, okay, this angle is intercepting the same angle, the same arc as this. So if this is 98 degrees, then definitely this is 98. And that leaves the other two angles being 180 minus 98 is equal to 2x, because the two angles are the same. Because in an isosceles triangle, the base angles are the same. So we get this here to be 41 and this here to be 41. And that leaves angle ACT. So they need us to find angle A. Sorry, my bad. How do I go back? Angle ACT. This is what they need us to find. So very simply, if we have this one over here being 41, we can find this angle over here. So it's gonna be 98 plus 41. So all of this is 139. To find this, it becomes 180 minus 139, and it will give us also 41. Okay, so that makes this angle in total 82 degrees. All right. So again, we found this angle by finding the missing angle over here, okay, which is 82 degrees. Now, we have one angle over here and one angle over here, which is 41. We can easily find this by doing 180 minus 82 plus 41, and it's going to give us 57. So our answer for this one is then 57. Alright, so now when we move on to question number 7, we need to calculate an estimate of the mean. First thing, we need to find the mid-intervals. So this one is 5, this one is 15, 22.5, 32.5, and then 45. Now to calculate the mean, we are going to do 5 times 12, So 5 times 12, plus 15 times 38, plus 22.5 times 32 plus 32.5 times 50 plus 45 times 18, all of it divided by the total number of children, which is 150. And if we do it on the calculator, so 5 times 12 plus 15 times 38 plus 22.5 times 32 plus 32.5 times 50 plus 45 times 18, all of it divided by 150, we are gonna get approximately 25.2 or 25.23 ... This is how they put it in the marking scheme. Okay, so we move on. We need to draw a histogram to show the information in the table. Very simply, from 0 to 10, we have a frequency density. How do we find the frequency density? Very simply, frequency density is equal to the frequency divided by the width. So to find the width, let's find the width. I will write it in red. The width is original minus final. So this is 10. This is also 10. This is 5. This is 15. And this is 10. So this is going to be 1.2, 3.8. Then 32 divided by 5 is 6.4. Then 50 divided by 15 is 3.333. Then this one is going to be 1.8. So let us draw the table. Okay, so for 10, we are going to have a height of 1.2. So between 0 and 10, it has a height of 1.2. All right, then for the next one, between 10 and 20, it has a height of 3.8. So here and here. Okay, then between 20 and 25, there was a height of 6.4. So here was approximately here. Okay. Then at 15, or sorry, at between 25 and 40, there was a height of 3.3 almost. So 25 and 40 had a height of 3.3, so I'd say about here. Okay. All right. Then finally, between 40 and 50, there was a height of 1.8. So 40 and 50, height of 1.8 over here. And that is it for part B. For part C, we need to put the cumulative frequency. So 12 will stay 12, but then 12 plus 38 becomes 50. Then 50 plus 32 becomes 82. Then 82 plus 50 is 132. And then 132 plus 18 is 150. And that is the cumulative frequency. Now calculate the percentage of children with a mass greater than 10 kg. Now, with a mass greater than 10 kg, okay, we can calculate it. Personally, how I would calculate it is we find the percentage of children with less than 10 kg, which is only 12 out of 150. And then we do 1, my bad, I don't know what happened. So 1 minus 12 over 150 on the calculator. 1 minus 12 divided by 150 is 138 divided by 150. Then multiplied by 100, this becomes 92%. So personally, I would solve it like this. Now we move on to the next past paper. Alright, here for this, we will also need a calculator. So give me a second because I was using the calculator on my phone. I'll get my calculator and come back. Okay, so I'm back with my calculator. Now, the table shows some values for y is equal to 2 times 0.5 to the power of x minus 1. They need us to complete the table. Very simply, to complete the table, what we are going to do is we are going to substitute the x and the x, and we are going to get our y. So for 0, it's going to be 2 times 0.5 to the power of 0 minus 1, which will give us an answer of 1. For 2, it is going to be 2 times 0.5 to the power of 2 minus 1, and we are going to get minus 0.5 as an answer. So on the grid, we need to graph this function. So very simply, to graph it, we're just going to put the points. So let me just remember these points. We have minus 1 is 3. So at an x of minus 1, we have a y of 3. Then, at an x of minus 0.5, we have a y of 1.8 something. So over here, my bad, my apologies. Let me just, okay. Then, at an x of 0, we had 1. So at 0, it was 1. Then 0.5, it's 0.41. So here, I believe, 1 is at 0. Okay. 1.5 is at minus 0.29 over here. And then finally, 2 is at minus 0.5. So here. Okay, so let us just join together. All right, I don't think it's going to work with this. Let me just join it together. There we go. And again, I forgot to include the last one. There we go. This is what it kind of looks like. All right, and that is A2 done. Now, B. By drawing a suitable straight line, solve the equation 2 times 0.5 to the power of x plus 2x minus 3.5 is equal to 0. So in my opinion, what we can do here is we can take this and make it equal to this. So 2 times 0.5x plus 2x minus 3.5 is equal to, let us go back and get, so 2 times 0.5 to the power of x plus, or not plus, I believe it's minus 1. All right, and then after that, what we can do, we can cancel this, and then we are left with 2x minus 3.5 is equal to minus 1. So 2x is equal to 2.5. X is approximately equal to 1.25. So rounded, it will be 1.3. It's preferably rounded. So the answer here is preferably 1.3. Now, why did I make them equal? Because they are asking for x, which is a point that is intersecting between both of them. So if I was to draw this function, I don't know how to draw this function, but let me just draw any random function. For example, let's say this. This point of intersection can be found by the equation of this line being equal to the equation of this curve. So very simply in the exam, if they give you a curve like this, you make it equal to the original curve and you will round your answer, so it is 1.3. Now, in C, there are no solution to this equation where k is an integer. Complete the following possible moments. Now, the highest possible value of k is... now, since this is an exponential function, okay, there are some rules which I don't think we've taken before. But for this case, I'll just tell you them. In the case of an exponential function, when they are telling us for the highest possible value, which means the top of it, okay, very simply what we can do is we will take first of all the x, but it's an exponential function, so the x is infinity. I do not know how to write infinity, so I'm just gonna do like this, okay, and the y is always this number over here, which is minus 1. So the highest possible value of k is gonna be this digit over here, which is minus 1. Now, something else we haven't taken yet is the equation of the asymptote to the graph. So I'll just tell you again. I'm getting all of my answers from the internet, so we did not take any of this. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to explain based on the internet. So y, okay, is equal to 2 times 0.5x minus 1. To find the value of x, we're going to go back here and we're going to substitute it. But anything to the power of infinity, we've never taken something like that. Just so you know, anything to the power of infinity is 0. So 2 times 0.5 times to the power of infinity, which is 0, minus 1, which will then give us again minus 1. So the answers are minus 1 and minus 1. Moving on to the next one, which is number 4. Okay, the mass mkg of each of 40 parcels in a warehouse is recorded. The table shows information about the masses of these parcels. Okay, mass mkg, whatever, we need to find the frequency density, okay, based on the mass. So very simply, to find the frequency density, first we're going to find the width. So just subtract each one. 1 minus 0.5, 0.5, then 1, then 2, then 3, and then 5. So now that we have the width, we can find the frequency density by doing 4 divided by 0.5, 8. So for the first one, it's 8. For the second one, it's 7 divided by 1, 7. Third one, 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So it's going to be a bit higher, and it's between 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 is from here. I will just extend the line. Okay, no need to extend the line. It's over here. So it's going to be 7.5, which is approximately over here. Then 10 divided by 3, I believe it is an irrational number. Yeah, it is. So, not irrational, sorry, a repeating number. It is gonna be 3.333. Just gonna put it over here, like this. And then 4 divided by 5 is 0.8. My apologies, the last one was from here to here, so it is like this. Don't mind the graph, I'm just doing anything right now. And then from 7 until 12, it is 0.8. So here. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Now we need to calculate an estimate of the mean. Now again, to calculate the estimate of the mean, we need to find the mid-interval. I will find it in red. I'm just gonna write them, okay? So I will stop the video, write them, and then continue. Okay, then we multiply it by the frequency divided by the total frequency, and we're gonna get an approximate answer of 3.79 kg. Now, a triple I, okay, a parcel is picked at random from the 40 parcels. Find the probability that it's 2 kg or less. 2 kg or less is 7 plus 4 probability, which is 11, out of the total probability, which is 40. So our answer for this one is 11 over 40. Now, IV, 2 parcels are picked at random from without replacement from those with a mass greater than 2 kg. And then the probability one has mass greater than 7 kg and one has a mass of 4 kg or less. Now a mass greater than 7 kg is 4 out of the total, which is 40, multiplied by the probability of having 4 or less. So we have to also not forget that we have a condition over here, which is greater than 2 kg. Alright, so we are gonna go up. Actually, I did a huge mistake over here, so let me just fix my mistake. So we are actually not counting 2 and less, so these, we are not gonna count them. So it's gonna be 15 plus 10, 25, plus 4, 29. So the total is 29. So 4 over 29 multiplied by the probability of getting less than 4 and less, which is 15, divided by, knowing that it is greater than 2, divided by the remaining, which is 28, because we removed 1, and we don't forget to multiply by 2, because it can be 4 over 29 times 15 over 28, or 15 over 29 times 4 over 28. It does not matter the order, but just multiply it by 2. And we are gonna get an approximate answer of 30 over 203. So our answer for this part is 30 over 203. Now, a van delivers parcels from a different warehouse. Box and whisker plot shows information about the masses of the parcels in the van. Now, the median is approximately from the graph 4.6, 4.5 kg. Interquartile range is upper quartile range. How to find the upper quartile? It is you take the total, which is approximately, I'm gonna say 8.3. No, 8.3 is a big estimate. 8.2. I'm just gonna say it's 8.2. Alright? The total is 8.2. We multiplied by 75%. And we are gonna get 6.15. Okay, so 6.15 is the upper quartile range minus the lower quartile range, which is again 8.2 times 25 over 100. Then we are gonna get 2.05. Oh, and I apologize, I did another mistake because I did not see where it started from. It starts from approximately 1.6, I'm gonna say. So actually, the total is not 8.2, it's actually 8.2 minus 1.6, which is 6.6. Now we find the upper quartile range, so times 75 over 100, 4.95. And then to get the lower quartile range, it becomes then 6.6 times 25 over 100, which is then 1.65. You subtract them, 4.95 minus 1.65. We're going to get approximately 3.3. Alright, so it is approximately 3.3. Part 3, 2 parcels are removed from the van at the first delivery. Okay, 2.4 kg, 5.8. Describe the effect that removing these parcels has on the median mass of the remaining parcels. Now the 2.4 kg is over here, I'm gonna say, and then the other one, which was 5.8 kg, is over here. It's not gonna affect the median, to be honest, because the median is over here. So this one and this one is not gonna affect the median. Okay? Since one is actually below the median and one is above the median, so unless it is really close to the, if it is the median, it's gonna affect the median. If it's not the median, it's not gonna affect the median. So what you can write here is that the median stays the same because one is above the median and one is below the median. And now we have a new past paper. Okay, we're gonna move on to a new past paper. Okay, so 3 is very long, but I'm pretty sure it's, we know how to do it from now. We know how to do the mean, for sure. We know how to do it. We know how to use frequency table to draw the cumulative frequency diagram. We know how to find the upper quartile. Now this one, okay, is really interesting. So I'm gonna do the whole thing. First, we're gonna find the mean. How do we do the mean? First, we find the mid-interval, okay? Then after we find the mid-interval, we are gonna multiply by the frequency, then divide by the total frequency. So after doing that, you are gonna get an answer of 41.4. Going on to part B, if we are gonna draw the graph, we're gonna have the cumulative frequency. This is gonna be 50. Then 112, then 170. So we are gonna draw the diagram. Okay, I have this thingy over here, the graph over here. So at 20, it was 16. I'm gonna put it over here. At 40, it's 50. Over here. At 45, it's 112. So at 45, which is almost here, it becomes 112. At 50, it's 170. So approximately over here. Okay. At 60, it's 196. So really close. And then finally, at 80, it is 200. So if we're gonna draw the curve, it looks something like this. Not very pretty, I know, but this is how the curve turned out. Now, they want us to find the upper quartile. Very simply, to find the upper quartile, it is the total cumulative frequency, 200, multiplied by the 75%, because they need the upper quartile. Yeah, the upper quartile. So 200 multiplied by 75 over 100, it is gonna give us 150. So we come to the 150, and we are gonna choose the approximate point, which is over here, which is almost 47, I'm gonna say. So almost here, this one was 47. Now this is interesting. The number of cars with a speed greater than 35 kilometers per hour. Okay, so we're gonna come here. We're gonna say, okay, 35 is over here. We need those greater than 35, which is this majority over here. We're gonna continue from 35. We're gonna go up, and it is approximately, I am gonna say, 35 again. So the cumulative frequency is 35. Okay, now let us check. 35 is how much percent of the total frequency? Or actually, not necessarily to do that. What we can do instead is that, because this is 35, okay, so we take the total, which is 200, and we subtract it from 35. So it's going to be 165. So our answer here is approximately 165. 2 of the 200 cars are chosen at random. Find the probability they both have a speed greater than 50 kilometers per hour. So a speed greater than 50 kilometers per hour has a probability of 26 plus 4, which is 30. So 30 divided by the total, which is 200, multiplied, okay, by, because we are still choosing that it is between 50 and 80, okay, multiplied by 29, because we took away one car. So if it was originally 30, we took away one car to do this. Now we have 29 to do this, and the number of cars decreases, so it is 199. So we multiply them together, and we're gonna get a big number, which is 87 over 3980. Now for part D, we need to draw a histogram. I think you guys know how to draw a histogram. I'm gonna leave this one for you guys. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. And I will move on to question number 7. So Tanya plants some seeds. The probability that a seed will produce flowers is 0.8. When a seed produces flowers, the probability that the flowers are red is 0.6, and the probability the flowers are yellow is 0.3. Now, find the probability that the flowers are not red and yellow. Not means 1 minus. So 1 minus the probability they are red, so 0.3, plus 0.6. Now, why did we do plus? It is kind of confusing to explain it, because here they do not mean it in the sense of multiplication. Instead, they mean it as that the total probability of a flower happening is, when the flower is formed, the total probability it has a color is 1. We need to find the probability that it is not red and not yellow. So 0.3 probability red, 0.3 probability yellow, 0.6 probability red. So to find the remaining, it's 1 minus 0.3 plus 0.6, which is then 0.1. Moving on to the next one, we are going to have to complete the tree diagram. So this is the tree diagram. Very simply, this is 1 minus 0.8. Remember, red was 0.6. So, and yellow is 0.3, and the other colors is 0.1. We need to find the probability that a seed chosen at random produces red flowers. Very simply, it is the probability that a seed will produce flowers, because it produces flowers, yes, multiplied by the color red, which is 0.6, will give us 0.48. Now Tanya chooses a seed at random. Find the probability that this seed does not produce red flowers and does not produce yellow flowers. Now here is where we do something nice. We know red flowers is 0.6, yellow flowers is 0.3. However, the ones that do not produce red flowers is 0.4, because 1 minus 0.6. Here in this case we do and as multiplication. Yellow, we're going to do 1 minus 0.3, and it's going to give us 0.7. So 0.4 times 0.7 is going to give us 0.28. Now 0.28, this is the probability. It is not producing red and is not producing yellow. However, if they told us or, we are not going to put times, but we are going to put plus. But here they told us and, so we are going to put times. Part C. 2 of the seeds are chosen at random. Find the probability that one produces flowers and one does not produce flowers. Very simply, it is the probability of not producing 0.2 times the probability of producing 0.8. Now all of it multiplied by 2, because it can be 0.2 times 0.8, or, which means plus 0.8 times 0.2. No need for the plus, just do times 2. Now we will move on to the last past paper. Alright, so now we are at 2a. AC is parallel to FBD, ABC is an isosceles triangle, and CBE is a straight line. Find the value of x. This is an isosceles triangle, so very simply, to find this angle and this angle, they are equal. So we do 180 minus 26, 154, and then we divide it by 2 to get 77 here and 77 here. Okay, so now to find this angle over here in blue, we know that this is a U-shape, and U-shape is equal to 180. So this angle over here, 77, plus this angle over here, 77, plus this angle x, or not x, let's not call it x, plus this angle y is equal to 180. So we get this angle y to be 26. So let us find this angle x. We know, let me just erase it, that this angle over here is 26 plus 77, which is 103. And since they are vertical, then they are equal. So 103, 103, we got them equal. We move on to part B. We need to find the value of y, knowing that it is a tangent to the circle at P. And we have a diameter PQ, so this is definitely 90 degrees. If this is 90 degrees and over here this is 58 degrees. Okay, so we can find the value of this angle. To find the value of this angle, we're going to do 90 minus 58, which gives us 32. Now, since this is a diameter, we will be left with this angle over here being 90 degrees. So we can find this angle, which is 90 minus 32 again. If we want to do it, and we're going to get 58. We can apply that, or we can apply the exterior rule. That, okay, this angle over here is equal to this angle over here. Because, not necessarily the exterior rule, but instead because they are intercepting the same arc. Okay, and this angle as well is intercepting the very same arc, so that makes it 58 degrees. Okay, now very simply we can find this angle over here by doing 180 minus 58 plus 17. You are gonna get 105 degrees. And very simply, to find this angle x, since it is a straight line, okay, then we're gonna do 180 minus 105, and it is gonna give us 175. Sorry, without the 1, it's gonna give us 75 degrees. So 75 degrees. And that is it for question number 2. Question number 5, we've done something similar to it. So in my opinion, I'm not gonna do question number 5. I would prefer if you did it by yourself, and if you have questions, then I might answer them tomorrow because I'm a bit tired, to be honest. And we still have questions number 7 and questions number 9. So question 7, we don't have all of it. So we don't have B, even though, like, please memorize the answer, even though we've not taken something like it, okay? It's not for us to know B. Memorize the answer because it might come. And the same thing here. So in my opinion, I think I'm gonna ignore all of these and I'm just gonna solve 7a. So show that each interior angle at a regular pentagon is 108 degrees. Very simply, what we need to know is that a regular pentagon has the same number of sides and all the angles inside of it are the same. Now the equation is interior angle is equal to 180 minus the exterior angle. To find the exterior angle, it's very simply the circle degrees, which is 360, divided by the number of sides. Since it's a pentagon, then it's 5. So 360 divided by 5 is 72. So very simply, it becomes 180 minus 72, which gives us 108. And that is pretty much it. Now I'll move to question number 9, and let me check it before. Again, it's the cumulative frequency, so I'm kind of tired, guys. I'm gonna stop it here, and thank you guys for watching, and have a lovely day or lovely night.